And hello!
Hello!
It sounded like a bit like a wolf then, didn't it? I don't know what I was doing. It's because I was trying to swallow my wine at the same time. Mad rush. Hello, if you don't know who I am, my name is Jamie Wake, and this is...
I'm Sophie from Colours and Fires. Nice to see you all tonight.
And today we're bringing you SaturGAY, because it's Saturday, and the show is very gay. What else could we call it? I hope you're well. I hope you're good. I hope you're excited. With lots of exciting things happening at the moment. How's your week been, Sophie?
Yeah, good. It's the usual kind of work stuff and what have you. But yeah, no, it's fine. It's the weekend. I'm so thrilled that it's the weekend, but not looking forward to client work. Oh my goodness!
Do that be that loud? This new mic's too picks up everything.
I'm not looking forward to the early morning start on Monday for a big client workshop. So this every week has just been client workshop after client workshop. So it's fine. But yeah, I've got new lights today, and it's obviously I need to make sure the position is a lot better because I'm very shaded. I'm just like shadow and what have you. So hey Martin, hey Amy, hey Brendan. I know.
I kept looking anemic, and obviously with my white beard, I didn't want anyone thinking I was Santa Claus. So I'm doing it for security reasons. I can't have children knocking on my door this time of night. So yeah, Martin has said hello, as has Brendan. Of course, we're in the same room. One's on YouTube. Actually, they're both on YouTube tonight. And Amy's referring to me as a Wolf of Whitley. That'd make a good film, wouldn't it? About the stock market or something. Wow.
I've never seen it, so I don't know.
Well, it hasn't been made yet. We haven't made it.
No, but I know which film that you're referring to.
Oh, blimey! Usually goes over my head.
Yeah, that's your own jokes go over your own head. That's hilarious.
Yes. So we know there's people out watching. So hello. We've said hello to Brendan. We've said hello to Martin. Of course, Amy is there as well. So if you're watching. Put a little note, say hello so we can recognise you and say hi back to you. Because at the end of the day, this is all about you. You are the stars of this. We're just amateurs that pretend very well. I went all slutty and demure then, but again. So it's been a weird week. I think a lot of people have gone to the pub this week. Do you not think?
I don't know. I mean, fair play to them if they have. I mean, I wish I had more people in my flat. I don't actually. I quite like living by myself.
Mine are all in my head.
It'd be nice to go out and have a drink. It gets complicated with the factory, but I don't know. I don't know what's the limit of Scotch eggs that you're allowed. I don't know if there's a kind of set number. Is it one Scotch egg per every drink that you have, or
I can get one in my mouth. I'm not sure about. And I've only got a very small mouth. It's very difficult to put my new teeth in.
Are you sure you're not thinking about those little baby ones from Marks and Spencer?
I can get about 8 of those in. I've tried. That used to be my party pick. I got big nostrils, so I used to get little mini ones up there. The little trick, you know, the little mini Easter eggs, mini eggs, what do you call them? You have to put them. Make sure no snot came out then, but that used to be my party trick. I've noticed there's a lot of people who have gone out to the pub. That have gone out with different groups every day. Now that. Not good. That's why we're in tier 2.
That's fine. That's their choice. I mean, it's the
choice that affects us all. Dramatic. But no, it's been nice. I think a certain pub may be opening next week.
Okay. All right. Cool. That'd be good. I still don't have anyone to
which
go
is
with.
Quite handy because it's my birthday next weekend.
Okay.
Well, you should know this. You were invited to my birthday before all this happened, and planning ahead
to make it sound like it's interesting for people to hear. No, happy birthday for next week.
Well, we'll see each other next week, won't we?
Thursday? Is it Thursday next week?
It's actually Sunday. So originally we were doing Club F.O.D on the Saturday at the Blah, like we normally do on the weekend, because that would be my birthday. Then Mammals is the Friday. So weird having your other half in the same, but it sort of takes the joy out of your own birthday, you know. So I don't know what the plan is for Saturday because I am going to resurrect my birthday somehow. but you may have to eat. It's like, not may, you're going to have to eat. That's a law now, isn't it?
No, that's
and
fine.
sort
Yeah,
bubbles out.
we can figure all that out and what have you, because as long as they've got enough Scotch eggs to cope for it with everybody, then
I'm having a birthday burger. I don't know about you. It's all I eat when I go out. Ask
I
anyone who's
thought
been out
that
for a
was
meal.
the
It's a
only
burger.
thing that was the only thing that they agreed on that was a substantial meal. I was watching.
Do you think a birthday cake is the substantial meal?
Well, possibly. I don't know. It was just there was one of the politicians, I can't remember which one it was asked in the morning whether they thought that on the radio was asked whether it was a substantial meal, and they said only if it's as a starter. And I'm thinking, who has a Scotch egg as a starter? I mean, that's just so.
You've seen me do a ploughman's art on an after show.
No, but that's so like such a Daily Mail reader thing to say. And then
So we've got some comments coming through. So Brendan says, Jamie would do better as Alice in a remake of The Vicar of Dibley. Where's she gone? Where's she gone? I've been left alone. I haven't. I've got 7 people in my head talking to me. And Gary's there. He says, good evening, Jamie and Sophie. Amy's saying, why were you snorting mini eggs, pervert? Do you know what? I can't remember the exact reasons why, Amy, but there was a reason. I really have no idea. I think it involved alcohol, to be perfectly honest. It was an Easter thing. And Amy's letting us that birthday cake is dessert. Well, no, I have a bone to pick with this, because all this conversation about Scotch eggs and stuff, and people's always the starter, it's this, it's that. You know, only the person eating it can decide what sort of meal they can have, really. I mean, me, because I'm fat, I have to throw it up afterwards, you know.
So, no, don't do that.
A long time to have, to be fair. But
so if you have like a small, tiny little chocolates to eat, you go, oh, that was quite substantial. And that would be enough. Can I have another beer, please?
Well, when I was a model...
Michael Gove. Mark just put on the thing, it was Michael Gove.
Oh, he's an idiot.
Hey, Mark.
Not Mark.
It was really funny because it was on Have I Got News For You this week, so you'll be able to catch it on the repeat or whatever it is that they call it these days. But he was interviewed on the radio in the morning, and he said, like, only if it's with a starter. And then he was on television. He was said as only if it was as part of a starter. It was like, well, what other kind of thing are you going to have?
Have I not seen the size of them at Aldi?
But by the end
supermarkets are available.
By the end of the day, he was asked the exact same question by another news broadcaster and said, "Is a Scotch egg a substantial meal?" And he went, "Yes," because
he's had 3 at that point.
No, so every time he's given a different answer and he's upgraded it from being just a starter by itself to part of a starter. And then now, yes, a Scotch egg is a substantial meal as concurred by Michael Gove, who doesn't look anything like Pob.
He does a little bit, doesn't he?
He looks very
Allegedly. I know he's an avid fan of the show, so we have to be careful.
Yes.
But this week,
Hi, Michael.
Hi, Michael. Hello, Boris. Think about it, though. It depends on the time of day and what you've been doing. So, for example, if you're having an epic come down, your appetite is slightly different. If you're having an epic hangover, my God, you're eating every bacon and sausage and black pudding and all sorts on your plate. But I don't know about you. When I go out and I want to not go on the lash, because that sounds so common, and of course we're not. We're like royalty. You don't like to eat a lot when you're out drinking. Because nothing worse than sitting there in a pub and your stomach is a little bit like a cathedral giving birth to boys choir. Because it's like, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's just odd.
No, I know. I mean, so the other day, obviously because we can't go out now, and I didn't have anything to cook, and I was trying to think of a different way. I didn't have much to drink.
What did you order?
I didn't have much to drink in the flat at the time, so I thought, I know, I've got some yogurt. So I had some yogurt. And then when I finished that, I had another yogurt. Literally, I had about 6 yogurts, like one after the other.
Oh, healthy bacteria.
I know.
Hello.
Yeah, by the end of it, I was mullered.
Do you know what? I was waiting if there's a punchline there. I mean, I'll laugh inside. You know, I don't like showing emotion so strongly. Have you had a drink tonight, by the way?
I've got one here. And that was part of the reason why I was a fraction late to begin with, because I was
Nobody noticed that we were. I mean, I've been sat since half
we
7.
were here on time. We've been waiting for a good half an hour.
Yeah, I have had. Do you know what? I had an old bottle of wine, and I was doing my dinner. I actually cooked tonight. I did barbecue chicken with salad and some homemade garlic bread. And I thought, do you know what? I need to bring a new bottle of wine. Like, you can't bring old stuff up to the studio. And I was having to keep dripping it in, but of course there was always a lump of something left in the bottom. So I'm like, put a bit more. I'm sucking it all up. And then I realised, it's a box of wine. So you're like, oh my God, now I've got to suck the bank. So I'd cut a little slot.
Yeah, but you like doing that, though.
I'm an expert. It's the only qualification I have. And then what I have done, because I like to be prepared, I have my wine ready for me. Obviously, it's a green box, which sort of ruins it now. And
you were just trying to do it so no one could see what it was.
Yeah. No, it's Aldi, but it's actually quite nice. But I built a little caddy here to slot it into. So all I've got to do, if I want to top my glass up, is I feel like I'm in a bar. There we go. It's like
sounds like you're going to the toilet. I've moved my lights around. I can't quite get the lights right.
Jennifer J. Bevan is in the building. Everyone, hello, nice to see you.
She's been doing really well. If you haven't listened to their music, they've written some absolutely amazing songs. Big fan. They were played on BBC introducing Radio Berkshire, which was absolutely incredible. So big kind of round of applause for you for that. So
Amy's giving us one of her tips. You can see them, you're in, I know. Amy says, put a straw in it like an adult Capri Sun. When it gets a little empty, Amy, I will. It's a little heavy at the moment. I haven't had enough. But we all know what me and Madam is like when we had a drink. Anything could happen. And tonight's show is going to prove that. Because we have changed the whole thing.
It's going to go horribly wrong. We're going to put technology to its through its paces. We've got
my internet.
Very, 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 hopefully, fingers crossed, very kind of good and entertaining coming up.
And are you going to have the vaccination? And that's my question I'm going to ask you. Are you going to have
vaccination? Absolutely. Yeah, no, without a shadow of a doubt. I haven't had the flu jab. I haven't got my invite. Like, it took me a while to think that I had the invite.
Just sent me an email. Sent me an email yesterday.
No, but they may have sent it to you. They've not sent it to me. I can't go up to them and say,
think I know everyone.
My mate Jamie, right? Jamie said, and also Karen from Facebook said I should get it.
We love Karen.
That's not referring to any particular Karens. Other Karens are available.
In other countries too.
It's that so other social media platforms are available too. It's just kind of that's the phrase. So yes, I will have. I've never had a flu jab before.
Really?
But now because I'm kind of ancient, I thought I would get the kind of like the call out for it, but I haven't yet. But I think on the waiting list, I'm really quite low down on the pecking order. But the other thing to think about from the vaccine perspective is that given the total number of the population that there is in the UK, and then the total number of vaccinations that they've managed to secure starting from next week, if you work it all out in your wonderful heads, you're faster at doing it than I. But it's going to equate to about like 1 or 2%. So why is that still on your Grindr page when you flashed it up there?
I'm scrubbed actually, but they now think I'm 69.
No idea what that is. Yeah, so it's a very, very low percentage as to what we've managed to secure, but we've managed to secure some, and it's going to the right places. There's a whole big song and dance. It does make me laugh when they say, But what we need is a vaccine. What we need is a way to drive it forward. What we really need, and things could get so much better if we have a vaccine. So then we get the vaccine, and then we get it shipped over, and then they're going, oh, but it's got to be stored very cold. It's not going to go to everybody. And it's like, for God's sake, you're worse.
But we knew that anyway.
You're worse. Yeah, I know they did. They knew it beforehand. They're worse than Top Gear when they're reviewing a car. Oh, it's amazing. It's brilliant. But this is shit and that is shit. Oh, no, but this bit's really good and this bit's good. About make your mind up. And that's what they're doing on the news as well. Every time there's something positive, they've got to put a negative spin. And then every time that there's something negative, they've got to try and look for the positive. Just tell us how it is.
Cummings back. We need Cummings back. He needs to put a positive spin on everything. I broke the law, but it's good because my son's happy. So we need his attitude back. I did notice they announced that the vaccination was coming into the country, or the vaccine rather, the day after they put us into tears. And I thought, you know what, you knew that beforehand. It was like, oh, look at you, you can't go out. You're drunks, you can't go out. Hello, surprise everyone, we got a vaccination, just left the building. You know, that wasn't an overnight thing. Oh, Betty, look, we've mixed it up. The Kenwood's gone mad. We can get the vaccine out. And they shipped it out by Amazon Prime. Yeah, that's not how it works. So,
but thing is, at least they've used Amazon Prime. I don't know if they have or not, but thank God that it's not been done by Hermes.
But if
we've left the vaccine on your door, and someone else has walked off with it. Jamie, you need to sort out my. I'm getting see-through on my neck.
We've gone into V territory.
I know. I'm telling you, maybe I've been an alien all along, just inhabiting Sophie's body.
Talking about Amazon Prime and other versions of Amazon are available, did you know you can support Club F.O.D by buying something on Amazon now by going to smile.amazon.co.uk and choosing Club F.O.D as your charity?
Cool. Well, I shall.
I'm not Andy Peters.
You are Andy Peters, and there's me trying to kind of go. Oh, so how did we do that, Jamie? But then you did a Lorraine and just told everybody everything anyhow. So it's fine. Oh dear.
I'm gonna have a swig. Oh.
I've positioned my drink so it's slightly just out of reach, which is rather annoying. So I shall have to fix that later.
Well, I got a new setup that I saw last night, so I put everything in new places. But I've had to lift the monitor up today because I noticed last night I was on beers that I couldn't get my beer under the monitor on the mat. So now I've raised the monitor so I can get my wine glass just literally there under the off button. So if it goes off, it's because I've actually slipped.
And have you moved me away from your feet? What you've always said before, that you can see me, but I'm on your feet. So hopefully I've been elevated to the position where I deserve to be.
I've put you at the rim of the lens. Take that any way you want.
I was going to say, I don't like rimming, so it's fine.
I don't like stuffing my tongue. I'm dreadful at taking tablets. I was the only drug addict as a child that had to have it with mayonnaise. You know, I just can't do the stuff. So Rob is in the building. Hello, Rob. He's finally managed to get on and watch Facebook streams. Keep freezing. I do apologise to Facebook. I don't have shares in them, but maybe I will now. Gary Standen saying amazon.co.uk /Amazon Smile UK. Yes, or just smile.amazon.co.uk, I think works. I've been playing, but Gary's been having the funds, which means he's been shopping. Quite frankly, I forgot. So yesterday, poor Mark, who's the treasurer of Club F.O.D, had the misfortune of getting my shopping list. Now that the National Lottery funds have arrived, and he did do. There were some items that did go through Amazon to make us some more money back, which is quite handy. But then I realised, in fact, I've had some Amazon deliveries today. I forgot to use Amazon Smile. I know. Dreadful. We would have made about a penny or something. Not even that, really, on what I brought. But so I have made up for it.
Shocked.
I bought more stuff today to make up for it. You know, and then I could have it as a discount. I don't know. So who else is out there at the moment? So we know Gary's in the room. We know Rob's in the room. Brendan, Martin, Mark, Jade, and I'm missing someone. Amy. Nearly forgot you, Amy, there. So Mark's just out there that YouTube was freezing too. It could be us, you know. Could be God help us when we get what we got planned. All these people coming. So I'm just going to sit back on my chair and relax. I have a new green screen, so have you.
And yeah, mine's not as flash as you because I don't have the kind of money that you have.
I haven't paid it off yet.
Mine's one of the, you know, like when you go camping, you've got those kind of like flip up tents that when you just take it out a little bit of the zip and then it goes.
I don't go camping, you know this.
And then I know for the rest of us that kind of like live in the real world, then it just pops out. So that's what I've done. It's like it was 2 meters wide. It nearly knocked the camera and the laptop and everything off. So I've managed to secure it up there. And I'm
just showing off now because Jennifer J. Bevan is saying, I don't want to do that. Every time all year, this is March, Jennifer J. Bevan, I could just say J. You know, it's.
I think that's what everybody else does, but no, that's fine.
I know.
That's fine.
But yeah, no. So there we go, Jake. You've won. You won that round. So actually, it's just you, Rob.
The green screens are genuinely made out of Kermit's armpit. I don't know how true that is because obviously Kermit's quite small, so there's not that much fabric to go around. Go on then. If you have to, this is the only way that he's allowed to flash on the camera. Go on, get it out.
Oh, no.
Then.
I've tried it up a little bit in here. Because I did back cam or bum cam last night, and everyone said, "Oh, it's a state," and I was like, "Well, better tidy it up in case you do that again."
Well, normally you just hide everything behind the green screen. At least I've got a sofa. At least I've got my sofa behind my green screen. But there we go.
Do you know what I was doing today? Because I was clearing some space on the Mac, and then I thought, well, you know, some of this is saved on the MacBook. I watched the very first ever SaturGAY show today, which it was filmed in my kitchen, which obviously behind us is not my kitchen. It is actually, you know, it's just a picture really. And I thought, oh my God, we have changed what we do here at Club F.O.D so much. It's like,
I know. I mean, normally, I think to begin with, on that from the first lockdown, it was quite interesting and informative. And now we just waffle on with a load of rubbish to entertain people and get away with it. So,
little question for you. No, little suggestion for you people at home. Now you're watching this on whatever you're watching. So if you're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, Twitch, blah blah blah. I want you to be a favour because we want to raise our numbers this evening because every time we get more people watching, we have the opportunity to raise a bit more money for local causes, projects, and charities through our Fund of Diversity. So I would like you to do me a favour and just share the stream. It's all you got to do. Share the stream. Don't have to say how shite it is or how brilliant it is or how mediocre, middle of the road it is. But share. I can't do a share impression, but there we go.
Do you believe in life after love?
I don't believe in a cigarette after sex half the time, but there we go. It's a story of my life. So I'm sitting uncomfortable because I've got ripped jeans on. Sorry.
I was going to say, I've forgotten what that is. Not cigarettes. I know very well what cigarettes are. But that's what happens being a born-again virgin. Then, you know, that's...
Gary Sanders shared the screen. Thank you, Gary. Gary's listening. Well done, man.
I thought I won a prize then for declaring that I was a born-again virgin. It's a true story. I am.
I could be. Well, how long do you have to wait to be a virgin again?
I'm not going to go into details. I think you need
Is it like 6 months, a year, a week?
Oh, goodness me. Anyway, moving on.
No, it's interesting though. So if I'm going to change my profile, virgin, you know, I need how long to wait?
I think because of particular particular circumstances.
All these posh words trying to escape. They don't know what to do. Do you go for this tooth or the tongue or?
Because of the particular circumstances of myself.
You just say circumcision then, weren't you, for a second?
No, that's just you thinking that. That's got nothing to do with anything.
I'm in the gutter, love. You know this.
Let's just put it this way. Because of particular life events that I've been through.
Okay. Oh, with you now, yes. Okay.
No, there we go. Finally. I was going to say, hang on.
Penny I can drop.
Wait.
Have you got that for every joke that goes over my head?
This is what it's like trying to tell jokes to you. Because you're like, I take things
too literally, though. That's a problem.
I don't get it. I mean, the worst thing we could do is say to you, "Why did the chicken cross the road?" I was like, "Well, why is the chicken on the road? What's wrong with him being in the farm?" We're like,
I don't know if it crossed
no.
safely. How did it get to the button on the not yellow brick road, traffic light things, pedestrian crossing? That's what I'd want to know.
Well, no, because it went to chicken crossing as opposed to pelican crossing.
Well, Bradley's just joined us. Hello, Bradley. Also, haven't you all been set for Christmas already, Bradley? It's only, what, the 5th? To be fair, I am.
The best thing
I bought my cakes and biscuits today.
Well, you said you would started baking your cake.
Oh, no, not yet.
The other week.
I bought the ingredients, been delivered Monday night from Sainsbury's. Or is it tonight? No, can't be because I'm doing this. So I have ordered the ingredients. I'm very late. It should start in September. And then I did go and do a bit of a shop this morning. And I couldn't work out why my shopping bill was so... It was like 70 quid in Aldi. And then I looked in the cupboard after I unpacked and thought, do I need 30 packets of biscuits and crisps and cakes and...
Flipping hoarder.
They'll last me a week.
Goodness me. I went shopping today. Well, I say I went shopping today. I went on to Deliveroo and selected Waitrose and said, bring me wine, please. Because I was too busy trying to get stuff set up here because I had the green screen coming. I had the new a little foldable, collapsible table.
Bradley's organised. Look at this. Wrapping presents.
Goodness me. Wow.
There's a segment of Christmas later, Bradley, so you might have missed some of the good tips we've got. But
I hope you bought some of those extra long, extra wide wrapping paper for the presents that you're buying me.
I thought you were going to say Vets Gloves then for a moment.
Vets Gloves? Why would you? I'm not going to ask for a Secret Santa.
I wouldn't go there.
If you're going to start buying Vet Gloves.
Amy says, lockdown 1 we have Brad and Wilma, lockdown 2 is Jamie and Sophie. We need to get you all together. But can we mix households? That's the thing. There's the power of 6. Yes. What we're doing outside broadcast, not with the new equipment, no, Sophie, for the National Lottery. Can't damage that.
Well, I don't know. You've spent all the money, and I, as the
I got so excited. It was like real life.
The oversight trustee for the at home, and I've got no idea what you're buying.
I have sent you a list.
Yeah,
and it was done before you were a trustee. And don't forget, everyone, and thank you for everyone who's been involved in FOD behind the scenes. We did apply for the National Lottery grant. We had, I nearly swore then, no hope in hell of getting it. So I just thought, yeah, that'll do. Because we know that after spring, our life next year is still not going to be the same. So we thought we want to develop Club F.O.D's FOD television and radio FOD. And my God, the National Lottery loved the concept. It was like... I thought people must have done this before. But
joking aside, I think it's amazing. I think it's so good that we've managed to get some funding.
Let's do it gay. Amazing. Do it too well.
Well, yeah, you do it so well. I could try and think what the lesbian...
I need to go to the bar. 1 second.
I'm going to say the lesbian equivalent of that is like... Yeah,
can you hear that?
It sounds like you're actually going
You can actually hear that?
It really does. Yes, of course I can hear that.
I can't hear a thing. But you know what?
But you didn't realise that you were watching a Chinese... detective program.
Japanese. Finished that last night because there was an after show party on one of the Facebook rooms last night, so there's only a few of us, and I was falling asleep slightly because I'm not on a Friday I don't tend to drink because
never. You never drink.
And then I was trying to catch up after filming, and then I was like,
yeah, but that's what you like on any after party. If you're interested in joining the after party, then we do have the Facebook room that will be activated towards the end of the show.
I don't think we deactivated it, to be perfectly honest. It's still going. No, I had to close 4 of them down.
I was wiped out. I watched your show yesterday. It was really entertaining. I was completely wiped out. I had an 11-hour day yesterday, so I was I just caught up on some of my favourite television programmes that I knew I needed to watch, which was The Mandalorian, which has got nothing to do with a car, Jamie.
The way you explained it to me ruined it.
But no, because it got auto-incorrected by the phone, so it just said like Mad Lorian or something stupid like that. But The Mandalorian, which is absolutely incredible, Such an incredible episode with a little bit of a kind of cliffhanger thing towards the end of it, which is really cool. So I watched that, and then the other episode that was just started streaming on Disney Plus was the next in the run of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I was watching that because that's really cool. I'm enjoying that. And then also caught up on the latest episode of Taskmaster, which is one of my favourite.
I used to go to a Taskmaster night at Backstreet. That was quite interesting.
So yeah, it's really cool. So I was not in the mood for going live in the room whatever yesterday.
We would have been too sober for everyone. That was the problem last night. I was sitting there, and then obviously you may have heard this. Most of my time, as we were broadcasting last night, the system started collapsing. So the chroma key and it wasn't compressing well, and so they were doing the thing, and I was trying to update firmware on everything and do stuff. And you know me, all I was caring about last night was I want a bit of shortbread. That's all I cared about. So in the end, I had to finish on and then go back on the iPad and do stuff. Now you've got a new game this evening. Noticing the time.
Yes,
8:30.
I was just thinking that. I noticed the time. I've run out of.
And I'm sliding on my chair. Hang on.
I run out of drink. I need to go and get some more drink. The new lights are actually quite hot, so I'm getting a bit kind of warm. I'll have to turn my heating down as well. We've got a new game, and we've got some special guests.
Oh! Look at the screen! Look at the screen! One of my homoscope. Yeah, homoscope. Can I just point out? I do apologise everyone for not doing this week's homoscopes. I have been very busy. I actually do have to do some degree work at some point. Never knew how much work that would be. I did a little bit today. So Gary is saying that his homoscope was correct. Netflix binge as a Gemini. So there we go, Doves. If you didn't have your reading done at the Halloween night,
it was good. I did.
Mystic Mary's back.
Mystic Mary, is that the name of your character?
Well, yes, because Mystic's Peg or whatever, certainly Peg. Yes. But I am spooky, we all know this. But so horoscopes or homoscopes will be going to monthly, because I can do the same thing at the same time, and we'll bring them out ASAP. But people know, I was meant to be filming for Public Health England today, and it was cancelled. And everyone knows I've been waiting all week to do that. 750 quid. So I was, I'd pull my pants down for less. And I was to do it, and they had to cancel for whatever reason. So that's why homoscopes weren't done. So, Sophie, you're going to get yourself a glass of vino.
Yes, please. Sorry, I was just messaging your camera set up for this amazing game. If you like quiz shows on the television, you're going to love our version of this classic daytime. It's just before, it's not. You always look like you're sucking people off. I mean, that's your resting face, isn't it?
It's a beard. It's not a frame.
It's so if you like the all the quiz shows, it's not The Chase, but I have to try and get a hold of that one because I'm sure that would be quite.
This side's The Chase.
That would be quite cool. I'm just trying to read that one from Peter. I can't because it's behind. I've got things set up all magically here. So I've tried to position the camera and the screen that I'm looking at. So I'm always looking in the right thing.
So are you messaging your people to get into the green room?
Well, no. What we're going to say is that if they can start getting all lined up into the green room, connected in the same way that we clicked way before. I'm just going to try and go literally there to the kitchen area of my one-bedroom flat. And
what do I do?
Well, you can go onto full screen and talk about something.
I can't do that just yet because that's set up for something else. But so I will just talk.
Right. Well, I will just disappear. Bear with me, darlings. Bear with me. I'll try not to rip the whole thing off.
There we go. So we do. Some of the people are arriving in the green room for Sophie's game. So obviously they both arrive. There we go. I shall keep them in the green room, ready for when Sophie has topped the glass. Peter, nice to see you, sir. I know you're trying to get D at the moment, but I'm here. It's nice to see you, Peter. I know you've been trying to get into the coffee club and coffee club at other times as well. So hopefully we will get the coffee club working as well as it should do. I think the difficulty at the moment is a lot of us have decided we can go back out into the pub scene and stuff like that. I haven't. I have been sat indoors talking to myself, playing with my... Well, probably not what I was going to say, but entertaining myself on different things. Brendan's letting us know that Sophie, she can't hear me because she's taking her headphones piece out, that he loves
no, I can
Taskmaster
hear
too.
you.
He likes Taskmaster. Is that the German version of your show?
I think it might well be, yeah.
Okay. He's bilingual. Bradley's saying, can we post a donation link, please? Bradley, you read my mind. For those of you that don't know, obviously Club F.O.D is a charity and we do raise money for our fun and diversity. And we have continued to raise money ever since lockdown started and the break in between. It doesn't matter if you've got a spare penny or a spare pound. If you visit www.SaturGAY.co.uk, you can make a donation. That Sophie, reach up above you. Reach for the stars. There we go. It's our fund of diversity, which gets donated back to project cause and charities that benefit the LGBT plus community.
That's easy for you to say.
1,400. Sophie's just sending anything down onto my screen. I've got to make sure everything is set up ready for you. Actually, it looks like, which is fine because I get a break. So, but let me just carry on. You know, if any spare pounds, any spare pains, it'd be very, very welcome. So, thank you very much if you're able to do that. Let me take that off the screen. Nothing's happening. It's because we've got too many people in the thing. Oh no! Let me take it off again.
Everything's slowed down. We're going into slow motion.
There we go. What happens when we got a lot of people? So I'm going to disappear. Sophie, are you going to introduce your show?
Yes, let's do that. Let's make it a thing.
I'll wait for you to say press play.
Press play. Make it so. Hello, and welcome to our wonderful game. Jamie, if you could fix Gary's screen. So lovely to see you all. And I don't know whether any of you could recognize the game that I've got set up here. I'm one of those saddos that actually does have one of these games at home. Try and adjust the camera a little bit. And this is, I moved it the wrong way. For the clever for the wonderful skills of magic, we're playing Tipping Point. I love the game on the television. We're going to try and play it with Amy and Gary. Thank you both very, very much for agreeing to be on our Tipping Point game today. The questions that we're going to be asking are the questions that are from the game. Okay, so I've not tried to make up the questions beforehand, and I will try and give the cards a little bit of a shuffle on what I have here, and so forth. So just to kind of let everyone understand what we're doing here, we've got a second camera which is lined up against the Tipping Point machine. I will switch it on. Here we go. Hopefully, for the wonders of things, then you should be able to see the little tipping point. The Tipping Point machine is all active.
It actually looks bigger than it is.
That's what you say to most people, I think, isn't it not? So, also, whilst we're doing this, because obviously there's a little bit of a lag between us going live and you kind of, so if you think you know the answers to the questions that we're going to be posing, then please do put them on the chat and what have you. Also, if you're interested in participating in one of our game slots, I'm going to look at some other kind of TV games that I could try and acquire so that we can play them. There'll be things like Pointless, Chase, and all those other kind of things and what have you. But this is really cool. I love this because it is a genuine tipping point machine that works, and it's got a mind of its own, just like the other one. So, Amy, how are you? How are you today?
I'm okay, thanks. We got a donation.
Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you. That was so kind of you. Amy, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah. I'm just wondering, do the National Lottery know their money was spent on his tat?
This, I have to say, I bought this way before. This has got nothing to do with the lottery funding. This is generally my own thing. So, and I'm very proud to have it. In fact, during the first lockdown, through the whole Zoom parties and things, that's what me and some friends did on many an enjoyable evening. That's cool. And Gary, how are you doing?
I'm excellent, thank you. You?
Very, very good. Thank you very much. Have you been up to much today, or you've been kind of resting from work? Because I know that you're back at work at the moment.
Yes, doing a lot of early mornings. But no, I can get a lie in the morning. No, a lot more people are flying now, which is a good thing.
That is good. It's good to hear that. For those that don't know, Gary does work at the airport, which is why he's interested in people flying. So both of you say big hello to everybody that's watching.
Hello, everyone.
The enthusiasm from you both is amazing. So, just for the purpose of the viewers, I know that we've run through this. So, you're going to start off with 3 counters each. I'm going to ask 6 questions, and the first round is that you have to say your name first. If you think you know the answer to the question, you have to say your name first, and the person who says their name first is the person that I go to, for who I hear that has said their name first. If it's really, really close, then I will just make a judgment call based off of that, because we won't have time to get everybody to tell us who they think. Okay, so we've got 6 questions. If you get the question right, you have a coin that I can put into the machine. And you're going to tell me whether you want to go into slot 1, 2, 3, or 4. I know it's not very easy to see the slots, but I will put the coin across onto the machine, and you will tell me when to drop the coin. And upon hearing when you say when or drop or whatever it is now that you want to say, I will let go of the coin, and then the machine does everything else. Whatever coins come past the tipping point, I will try and catch it, because it's on a little plinth and means that everything's going to go onto the floor. They will be the coins that you will have earned. If you get the question wrong, then it goes to your opponent, and then they get anything that goes to them. Okay, and we're going to count the number of coins that you have won. There's 2 rounds before we get to the final round. Of different types of different styles of questions. So are you ready for us to start?
Yeah,
I'm definitely ready.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going to take the first question. So it's whoever I hear says their name first. I should have thought about this because I can't see with my glasses on. It's a good job it's a little small icon. It's absolutely fine. So here we go. Which 1974 novel by Peter Benchley is about a great white shark that preys on people in the sea around the town of... Gary, you've interrupted the question.
Yeah. Jaws.
The answer is Jaws. It was around the town of Amity. It's one of those questions, like when it starts, you're like, how am I supposed to know this? And they're like, oh, I actually do know this one. So Gary, you're the grey counter. So would you like to go in slot 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Hang on. Slot number 3, please.
Putting it in slot 3 now. Tell me when to let go.
Now.
It just fell on top. Bear in mind, I think there it's riding. Yes, it's absolutely riding on the top of those. I think there's a little bit of a lag between what you can see and what's actually here as well. So just bear that one in mind. Okay. So here we go. The next question. So listen up. What is the name that is given to blocks of wood or concrete onto which railway lines are laid? Amy, now if you don't know this one,
Maybe sleepers.
It is sleepers. Well done. Very well done. So bearing in mind that what you're seeing is a little bit lagged behind what's actually happening.
Right.
So you need to take that into consideration, okay? It's not purely real time. So which slot would you like? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
2.
So we're going into slot 2, okay? Tell me when to let go.
Okay. Now.
Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, it's
Ooh.
pushed them right on the edge. So there's some stuff which is hanging over on the edge. I'm not sure whether you can kind of like see that it's just hanging right over the edge there.
Give it a nudge. Go on, give it a nudge.
Give it a nudge. I can't give it a nudge.
Oh,
That's not how
what a
it
shame.
all. That's not how it all works. I'm gonna just raise that light up a little bit. Okay, so that was question 2. Question 3. If you get the question wrong, then on this one, sorry, it goes into a penalty pot, and then we have the question at the end. Okay. So the next question. So listen up. What nationality is tennis player Grigor Dimitrov?
Gary.
Gary, what do you think?
Ukrainian.
That is the wrong answer, Gary. It was Bulgarian. So in case if anybody online knew that it was Bulgarian, then it was Bulgarian. So I'm going to put that coin into the penalty
But I
pot.
did get the end bit right.
I know, but there's no bonus points and what have you in here. Oh, I've got to keep taking my glasses off. Okay. Are we ready again? The adjective canine refers to members of which family of animals?
Amy.
Amy
Dog.
got in there. Amy got in there first. You said the answer was dog. The answer was dog. Well done. Riveting stuff for everybody at home. This is, I think this is really cool, but there we go. That's just me. So 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Number 2.
Gonna go back into number 2. Okay, so you need to tell me when you think I should let go of the coin.
Okay.
Bearing in mind there is a lag. Oh no, I missed it. Sorry, because I was saying there was a lag. I have to do it again.
Now.
Oh, it just flew down and it's just riding. Oh, unbelievable. Okay, right. So there's 2 questions left and there's one more for the bonus point. Let's have a look. Are we ready?
Yep.
American actor.
I am.
American actor Jeremy Piven stars as the title character in which 2013 TV drama series about a department store tycoon?
No.
No, nor do I.
Never heard of him.
Okay, so the answer there was Mr. Selfridge. So because there are only 6 questions, whichever coin is left, that's going to go into the penalty pot. Okay, are we ready for the final question of this round?
Yeah.
Yes.
In the abbreviation SMS used to describe text messaging, what does the first letter S stand for? Gary. Go ahead, Gary.
Short.
The answer is short. Well done. Short messaging service. That's really cool. So that means that, Gary, you get your coin, and the other coin, because of the missed answer from the last one, goes into the penalty pot, which means that there's still Amy a chance to get 2 coins out from the penalty. Gary, would you like to go 1, 2, 3, or 4?
2, please, Sophie.
Right, so we're in number 2, and I shall try and pay attention and let go when you say. Tell me when to let go.
Now.
And it's ridden as well. Oh my goodness! I think the lag behind things is what's causing a problem. So everything's riding up on that top shelf at the moment. It's quite interesting. Nothing really has moved. We're on 0. Gary, you've got 0 counters. Amy, you've got 0 counters. And we've got one more bonus question now to the opportunity that we're going to win 2 counters. Here they are, 2 little counters. And to see who is going to win those counters, we're going to ask you this question. Are we ready?
I am.
Yep.
In which country was the Volvo car company founded in Amy?
Yeah, Sweden.
Sweden is the right answer. It was founded in 1927. It's a long time ago. So you've got 2 counters. There's a lot which is riding up around that kind of zone 2 area. And because the machine is obviously just a few seconds, what you're seeing is like a second or so behind. So try and bear that into account. Which would you like to go? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Number 2.
Going back into number 2. Okay, so I'm here on number 2.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Now.
Oh, okay. He's going to push them across. There's one that's moved across onto the bottom, and we've got 1 counter has come off. So you have scored 1. Well done. That is absolutely incredible. You still have another counter to put into the machine. Would you like to go 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Number 2 then.
Let's put it into number 2. So the machine's all primed on number 2. So tell me when to go.
Now.
And again, that's another good one. Let's push it down. And there's 2 counters that have come off. And oh, look at that. It's just literally is just hanging off of the edge there. There's barely kind of like a hair's width on there. So at that first round, very well done for Amy. You've got 1 coin. Gary, unfortunately, you've still got to score. But that was the first round. So how did you think that went? How did you get on with that? There's a little machines a little bit kind of suspicious, isn't it? It's not playing very kindly. And there's obviously
learned which to look at.
Which screen?
I've got my iPad and it's slower.
No, you have to look on the screen that you've connected with, because that's the one that's in real time. And for those of you that are watching, what did you think?
Real-ish time, Sophie. It's real-ish time, not real time.
It's real-ish time, absolutely. So those of you that are watching, what do you think? Any kind of comments? Are you interested in playing this yourself, or one of the other games that we come up with that we can play on here to try and get some more kind of involvement? So we're about to go into the next round, and this time, so again, there's going to be 6 questions. So we're going to take it in turns as to who answers the question first, and it's going to go with the person with the most counters, which is yourself, Amy. And you can choose as to whether you're going to answer the question or whether you would like your opponent to answer the question for you. If you answer and you get the question right, then you get the coin to put into the machine. If you give it to Gary and Gary gets the question right, then he puts the coin in the machine. But if Gary gets the question wrong or doesn't know the answer, then you get the coin to put into the machine. So we've got to think about whether or not you think your opponent will know the question, and whether they won't. So there's that kind of like interesting kind of mix to everything as well. Now, Amy, you've got the most number of counters so far, which is the grand total of 1, which is good, because it could be that we were on 0 all. So that was it. Now you've got the opportunity. Do you want to go first or do you want to go second?
I'll go second.
You're going to go second. Okay, so that's passing it over to you, Gary. So Gary, you get the first. You get the first question. Now, Gary, I'm going to ask you the question, and if you think that you know the answer, then please, you don't have to say Gary anymore. If you think you know the answer, then you can tell me the answer. If you think that Amy might not know the answer, you can pass it across to Amy for them. And if Amy gets it right, then they get the counter. And if they get it wrong, then you get the counter. Is that clear? Do you understand? Okay, so
Very clear.
let's start off with then. So I'll take my glasses off to read. So here we go. The girl who played with fire and the girl who kicked the hornet's nests are sequels to which Stieg Larsson novel? Do you read much novels? Do you read many novels?
No. I'm going to pass that one back.
You're going to pass that one over to Amy. Amy, do you read novels? Do you read those?
Dyslexic.
All right, okay, fair enough.
I am
Sorry,
good.
obviously not a particularly
Never
fair
heard about-
question. Would you like to give it a gamble guess? The girl who
No.
played fire or the girl who kicked the hornet's nest are sequels to which Stieg Larsson novel?
I've never
Then-
even used Stieg Larsson. Isn't that the driver on Top Gear?
That was the Stig. I probably might be pronouncing Stig incorrectly. Stieg. I don't know. Steig?
I haven't got a clue. Look, I might as well just say Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. It was not Harry Potter. So Gary, you get the coin there. The answer for those that were interested is the girl with the dragon tattoo. Is the
It was
the name.
Red Tan.
I've never read any of those books.
Do you
I
know
think
what?
there's the film as well, wasn't there?
I haven't seen the film either.
No.
Yes, because it had Daniel Craig in, didn't it?
Oh, did it? I literally, I don't know because I haven't seen it. So Gary, 1, 2, 3, or 4?
2, please.
Okay. Bearing in mind, make sure you're looking at the right screen this time, okay?
Now.
Oh, it's ridden again. Oh my goodness, you're not having any luck with this whatsoever. So Gary, that was your question. So we're now going to pass it over to Amy for Amy's question. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Which car company manufactured the Silver Ghost?
That was Rolls-Royce.
It was Rolls-Royce. You didn't get any chance or opportunity to think about that and decide whether to hand it over to Gary. So that was really cool. So 1, 2, 3, or 4. We've got one coin which is hanging off right in the middle, but this machine is so unpredictable. Who knows what's going to happen?
I'm thinking number 2.
Number 2. So we're sticking. It's interesting so far. The whole game has been around number 2. So maybe you like do you like your number 2 slot? Here we
I like
go.
number
Ready?
2. I like a nice, good number 2. Now,
it's another good one. Has it settled down? It's going to push another. Oh no! It's just hanging over the edge. My goodness. So we're on to the third question. Here we go. So that now goes back to you, Gary. Are we ready?
Right.
The pebble. Oh, we had a sneaky drop.
dropped.
And unfortunately, the rules of the game state that because that was in between questions, that doesn't count for anything. But there is another one which is just hanging over on the edge there that's taken its place. So it's pretty much the same kind of position as it's been poised. So here we go. The Pebble Beach Golf Links course is located in which country? Do you follow golf? Do you know, are you kind of like in a sporty establishment where you live? Do you follow the sport of golf?
I'm going to answer this one.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
going to say the United States.
Absolutely right. It was the United States of America. Would you have known that, Amy?
Yeah.
Oh, so well done, Gary. So that was a really good. Maybe there's an opportunity here to get another counter to go at least level peggings with
yeah.
Amy. So where would you like to go? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Well, hopefully it won't ride. I'll go number 2.
Okay, so everything's on number 2 today. So tell me when to let go.
Now.
Oh, your timing is just out. It's ridden again on that top left-hand corner. Oh my goodness! So that was so we're on to question 4 now. Here we go. So that was your question, Gary. So we're back over to Amy. Amy, which group of African mammals lives in a unit which is known as a pride? Now, do you want to take that question, or do you want to hand it over to Gary?
I'll take it.
Okay. What do you think the answer is?
Lions?
It is lions. Well done. Would you have known that, Gary?
Well, no, actually, it's Leon's.
Oh, we got a little spooky
I would
drop.
know that one.
Again, there was a little spooky drop that just kind of happened on there. It's like, okay, the machine's dropping coins when we're not playing. It's like, okay, so 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Let's walk on the wild side and go for number 1.
Number 1. Here we go. So tell me when. Don't forget there is a lag on here, and I'll try and compensate for the lag.
Now.
I gave you the benefit of the doubt because when you would have said now, it would have been a very bad one. So no, that was that's a bumper drop there. There were 3 coins. Well done. 3. That takes your score up to 4 points. Well done. That was brilliant. That was a really good drop there. Okay, so we're on to the 5th of 6, question 5 of 6, the 5th of 6 questions. Here we go. This goes to Gary. What is the surname of Lois, Peter, and Stewie in the TV series Family Guy? Or do you watch Family Guy? Is that one of the programs that you? What is their? What is their? So see if we can remember. Now you can answer this question, or if you think Amy might not know the answer to that question, you could pass it over to Amy. But what do you think?
Do you know what? I do know it, but I cannot remember. I'm going to pass it over.
Okay, Amy, do you watch the Family Guy?
No, not really.
Oh, goodness me. But you must be aware of the Family Guy.
I'm aware of it.
Who do you think it might be? I should think everyone that's watching at home must be shouting it out and shouting it out.
I don't know. For some reason, the name Maxwell springs to mind, but it's probably linked with another name I've heard of or something. So I am going to go for Maxwell.
You're going to go with Maxwell.
It's the only name I think of.
I'm sorry to say that's the wrong answer.
I thought it would be.
So the answer there, and it's probably going to come back, flooding back to you, Gary, is Griffin.
That's it.
So, Gary,
do you know what? I knew it began with G.
Maybe it was a good thing not to say that it began with a G, because that could have given Amy quite a big clue there. So 1, 2, 3, or 4?
3, please.
Going into 3. Oh, okay, like style. Now, don't forget, there is.
Now.
I did it when you said Gary, but you had the opportunity there to steal. I think that's the phrase they use on a television show, to steal it away. Unfortunately, so Amy with 4 points. It's all resting on this as to whether you go through to the final round. To see if you can get the wonderful kind of gold although it looks a bit see-through as I'm putting it through on the thing there. I hope you're enjoying this at home as well, and it's something different to watch things. Put some comments on, let us know what you think. If you think you got some of those answers right, whether you wouldn't have got any of them right. So anyway, so the question now goes
glad
to
I've
the
broke
question
my
goes
virginity on your first night of tipping point.
So we're going. So this one goes to you, Amy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So this is the last of the 6 questions. Here we go. In the term GPS used in satellite navigation, what does the letter G stand for? Now, you can choose to answer that question yourself, or if you think Gary might not know the answer, you could pass it over to them.
I'll answer it.
Okay, what do you think the answer is?
Global.
Well done. The answer is global. So, Gary, the last counter, it looks like it's going to go to Amy. Very, very well done. Please stay on the line and please kind of watch and kind of help and get through to the final round. You've got one more. You've got one more counter, Amy. Would you like to go in 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Let's go for number 4.
Number 4. Okay. Now again, I will try. I tried Gary last time to compensate, but it didn't work. So let's try and make sure that we got this right. So,
okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
Go.
That's another good push on the side. They're all stacked up there, but they just all kind of squashed in together and leveled themselves out. So there's no additional things on there with a grand score of 4 points. Amy, you're going into the final round. Well done. How do you feel about that? You must be it must be so exciting. Does it feel like it's the same on the television? It's probably not actually. But there we go.
Oh yeah, what do we win?
We'll have to see. All will be revealed at the very end. It could be that you're just playing for fun, or it could be that we have a leaderboard to see who's got the most number of coins that have come out of the machine, of which at the moment you are top of the leaderboard because you've got four counters. Gary, how do you feel? Commiserations there. Amy did really well, managed to get 4 of the coins out.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, and can I just say she's a well-deserved winner.
Thanks, man.
That's very kind. You were quite unfortunate with the luck of the machine. I think maybe that if anyone's going to be playing,
well,
it
I've
in
never ridden
weeks,
so much in one night.
You've never ridden so much in one night, but it was funny how you always went for the number 2 slot, except towards the end. So now, Amy, we've got this slightly bigger, different coin that's coming in there. It's coming up as see-through, even though it's yellow, and I've got a green screen to put the overlay on a picture of the Blackmagic. For those of you that recognise the picture, that was taken, I think, the last time that we were allowed to go out, which was around Halloween season. So, Amy, you've got the opportunity now that we can put the counter. Now I'll try and make sure again that it goes into somewhere kind of nice. So you tell me when, and then I will drop it accordingly as to when it's hopefully going to go kind of flat and what have you. So the idea now is you're going to go onto the red cards. Yeah. So I'm going to kind of shuffle the red cards around, and you're going to go into the red cards. You've got 6 questions. Okay, but you need to say whether it's going to be an easy or a medium or a hard question. If it's an easy question and you get it right, you get 1 coin. If it's a medium question and you get it right, then you get 2 coins. If it's a hard question and you get it right, then you get 3 coins. If you get the question wrong, then you don't get any coins. Is that okay? Is that clear?
Yeah.
So for the magic counter is supposed to be a little bit heavier and a little bit bigger. It's exactly the same size as all the rest of them on the home game. Other games are available from various different kind of shops. And if you want to buy yourself this game, don't forget to use smile.amazon.co.uk before you buy this game. But it's lots of fun. So where do you want me to drop the magic star counter? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Let's go for number 3.
So we're going to go into number 3.
Yeah. Now.
That's a good slot. Okay. So these count to your score. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus, on the top was one that says ×2. I don't know whether you can see that on there. It comes up as the ×2, which means that's 10. So that you now have 14 points.
Ooh. Oh, well, that's
from
good.
that. So very, very well done. So now, okay, you've got 6 questions. And the idea now is that you're trying to move that yellow counter to get it over the tipping line. If you do get it over the tipping line, then you will be the winner, chicken dinner. You won't win a chicken dinner, but there may be something, I don't know, see if there is a special prize for you. If you don't, then it would have been great. Thank you so much for playing, kind of thing. Okay, but your score at the moment is 14, so you're the top of the. But at least be safe in the knowledge that you're top of the leaderboard for 14. Okay, on the inaugural game, you're always going to be top of the leaderboard. So I'm going to tell you the category first. You're then going to tell me whether you'd like to take an easy or a medium or a hard question. Okay, does that make sense to you? Right. So the category. Celebrities. Do you want an easy question? Do you want a medium question or a hard question?
I'll go for medium.
A medium question on celebrities. Here we go. I've done that completely wrong because that's not how it works. Shall we start that bit again? I've read that completely wrong. So let's right. I'll pick a different card. So you've got 6 questions. You pick easy, medium, hard, and then I tell you what the category is, because these cards are organised in a different way to I thought. I do apologise around that one. So we've got 6 questions. Do you want easy, medium, or hard?
Medium.
Okay, so the medium question for 2 counters is on nature. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Which feature is commonly missing from a Manx cat? Now we've got 3 possible answers. Oh, you've straight in there with the tail. So well done. You've got 2 counters. Now the idea is to try and move that yellow counter on there across. Right.
Okay. Right.
Just one. The Brendan's just sent a message. But what big hands that you've got, Sophie. Yes. All the more to slap you with, Brendan. Right. So we've got the yellow counter is there. It went into position 3. Where would you like the next counter to go?
Number 3, I think.
We're going to go into number 3. Bearing in mind, this machine behaves very different to the big machine on the television.
Now.
Completely random. In the total other part of where it's supposed to go, and it's riding. You've got another coin. Where would you like that coin to go? 1, 2, 3.
Number 3 again.
Going back into number 3 again. Bear in mind, try and watch the machine. Remember there's a bit of a lag. There's a bit of a gap. Is it going to feed into the gap? It does. It just kind of like feeds into that little gap and what have you. I think maybe next time I'll try and see if I can put the camera a little bit higher so that you can see. That's for the viewers. That's where it is on there. And that's what we're trying to get to. So I'm trying to put the camera back roughly.
Give it a shake. Go on, give it a shake. You know you want to.
Yes, and if you want to donate, please make sure you go on to SaturGAY.co.uk and make everyone's day far more happier. Okay, so we've done the question from that side. So here we go. Question number 2 of 6. Do you want easy, medium, or hard?
Medium.
In 2009, who became the first Commons speaker in 300 years that was forced to resign? Was it A, Betty Boothroyd? Was it B, John Bercow? Or was it C, Michael Martin?
2009.
In 2009.
I think it was Betty Boothroyd.
Would you know the answer, Gary?
I would say Michael Martin.
You would have been right as well, Gary. Sorry, Amy, and you missed out on that question. So the answer was Michael Martin. Okay, let's go for question 3 of 6. We're still the yellow counter is still on that top shelf. Let's see, we got easium, measy, or mad. Easy, medium, or hard?
Medium.
A medium question again. Okay, here we go. Your topic on this is royalty. How much do you know about royalty?
Not much.
Which of the Queen's children? Here we go. So this is a medium question for 2 counters. Which of the Queen's children got married at Westminster Abbey in November 1973? Now, was it Princess Anne, Prince Andrew, or Prince Charles?
I know that one.
That was Princess Anne.
It was Princess Anne. Very well done.
Yeah.
And you would have got that one right as well, Gary.
Yes, because we actually got our first colour telly ready for the wedding of Princess Anne.
Well, there we go. Yeah, that's incredible. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, or 4?
I think I'll go for number. Let's go for 4. There seems to have a tendency to roll over. So.
Okay, so here we go. Tell me when.
Now.
Oh, it's just to the side of it. Nothing much else is happening on there. We've got the double counter is just like, there we go. I knew it was going to bounce off. And then everything else is just resting on the edge of the tipping point there. You've got one more counter to go through. Do you want 1, 2, 3, or would you put it in 4?
Let's try 4 again, just in case.
Going to go into 4. Okay, now tell me when.
Now.
Believe it or not, it's gone, and even though that was a great time, it's gone to the left-hand side, and then it's ridden. I think it's because everything's made out of plastic, so everything's quite bouncy. But there we go. But maybe you like things that are bouncy. I don't know. Right. So that was question. I'm losing count now. Was that 3 or 4?
I can't remember. How many have we got left? 3,
that was question 3, which should mean that there was another question on this card. So we've done that. Oh, getting confused. Right, there we go. I caught up with it. Looking on the wrong pile. Here we go. Easy, medium, hard. Do you want 1 counter, 2 counters, or 3 counters? There's still got a lot of way for that counter to go through.
Let's go a hard one then. Probably won't know it anyway.
Okay, here we go on a hard question. Well done. Media.
Yeah.
Which northern city was the birthplace of the national newspaper that we now know as The Guardian? Was it A, Carlisle, B, Manchester, or C, Newcastle?
The Guardian. I'd say I haven't got a clue, but I'd say Carlisle.
Unfortunately, that's not the right answer. Gary, would you know? What would you have chosen?
I'm gonna say not the one that most people would go for. I'm gonna say Newcastle.
Unfortunately, no, it's Manchester. I mean, I was surprised anyway because I thought this guy. Yes, Jamie's in charge of all the sound effects. I thought that originally I thought it was a London-based newspaper, but other towns are available. Okay, so we're on the penultimate question. So question 5 of 6. Easy, medium, or hard. We've got quite a long way to go for the counter to get across.
Even if I got all remaining counters, I'm no way am I going to get it out. So I'm thinking, go easy and just go for counters.
Okay, fair enough. No, that's good. That's a good tactic because then you've got 14, and then that sets quite a high bar for anybody else who would be interested in playing next time.
Let's go for medium.
For medium, okay, here we go. This is your medium question. Unfortunately, it is on royalty again. Sorry, that's just how it comes out on the card. Who is the son of the late Princess Margaret? Is it A, Viscount Eccles? Is it B, Viscount Severn? Or is it C, Viscount Linley? Eccles, Severn, or Linley? This is for two counters. Linley is the right answer. Very well done. So we're going for 2. We're going to try and increase the score from 14 to really set a high bar up on there for those people that are watching, and for when they want to join next time. 1, 2, 3, or 4?
I think 4.
Let's go in for number 4. Okay, because who knows what this machine is going to do. So there we go.
Now.
Oh, well, that was during your go, so they count. And there's another one that went over. That was 3 counters. Well done. So that takes, that's another 3 counters. What does that add up to, Jamie? Let's see if Jamie can sort out the maths correctly.
Jamie gives the scores indoors.
There we go. Well done, Jamie. Okay, so we've got another counter. Where would you like it to go? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's do 4 again.
We're going to go into slot 4.
Yeah. Now.
Right, finally, one that kind of like slots in, and it just picks up a space that's on the side. We've got one which is hanging over the edge there. It's fallen, and there are another 3 counters has just gone over the tipping line. So very, very well done. So an extra 3 on top of that, which brings your total up to... Just waiting for Jamie to up to 20. Right, that's a great score. Bearing in mind,
has he got the straw in it?
Bearing in mind though that you started off this, I think it was with 4 kind of counters. So you've done really, really, really well. So from the end of the first round, you had 4 counters. So we're on to the final question. You're not going to win in the star prize. The star prize will carry over onto the next one. So this is just for your...
Well, I heard a rumour that the star prize was actually Jamie's beard clippings.
Well, there we go. Careful what you wish for. You need to make sure that it's actually beard clippings that they're sending you. That's what I'm going to say. Right, for the final question. Exactly. Other bodily hairs are available. For the final question then, here we go. Easy, medium, or hard?
Medium.
Transport.
Yeah.
What mode of transport was the Brighton Belle? Was it A, an aeroplane? It's a train straight in there for 2 counters.
It's the electric Pullman in the world.
And is that the where we get the on the bingo,
no
we say
points there.
no. I know when we get the bingo and we say the Brighton line, is that what it's kind of referring to, or is that just because it's the Brighton?
Yeah, Brighton Bell used to run London Brighton Pullman services a couple of times a day, and at the time it was the fastest train.
Oh, okay. Well, luckily for you to get the questions on trains. So 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Let's go for number 1.
Number 1. Here we go.
Now,
and it's gone all the way to the other side, and there's another counter that's just flipped off, and it's just literally hanging. And 2 more on this side that had nothing to do with those have actually fallen onto my carpet. So that is an extra 2. Look at that one on the edge. It's just literally just balancing on the edge. So that's another 2 counters. So that's 22 that you have scored there. Good job that you got that double, because that's what really made the difference in there. This is your last counter, and I think probably a sigh of relief for everybody that's watching.
Okay.
I hope you've been enjoying the game, everybody. Put some comments to say how you think it's gone. So this is the last counter, last chance to try and get those 22 points. You're up on the leaderboard. You don't win the star prize for getting the thing over, but you get your name on the top of the leaderboard. So 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Let's do number 1.
Number 1. So here we go. So again, don't forget the lag on the video.
No.
Oh, it just flipped across onto the top there.
Yeah.
Amy, very well done. You've got 22 points. As I say, you have won today. You haven't won. Oh no, you have won a prize. You have won a Mr. Disco Nose and Ear Trimmer. So big round of applause for Amy.
I hope ear trimmer is new, not Jamie's old one.
Maybe. Well, that's the thing. We don't know. So thank you, Gary. Thank you very much for playing. Thank you for joining. Really hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you, Amy. Thank you to everybody. If you would like to play either this game, or we'll try and conjure up some different games, and we'll make sure that the point system works out fairly. Amy's on the top of the leaderboard. She's got 22 points. Jamie, back to you into the studio. Right. Cheerio, Amy. Cheerio.
Audio Jungle.
Ho, ho, ho! And apparently I am, and what they tell me. I am an expert cynic, I'll have you know, and Scrooge has nothing on me. Look, we've changed the set. A COVID Christmas can still be a happy Christmas. Let's face it, we have a 5-day free-for-all with New Year's Eve banned, followed by a lockdown. So just that Boris can say he saved Christmas for everyone. But just because someone looks like a Grinch doesn't mean he should act like one. Amy, darling, well, congratulations. There is your prize. It is not one of mine. Santa emptied his sack at the end of my bed, and this is what he left me, and it'll be winging his way straight to you. So here's my top tips this year for getting ahead. In a year when literally getting ahead, getting ahead could literally get you in prison or a fine if it's not from the same household. So point 1, or tip 1, don't try to plan for the perfect Christmas this year. Aim low and everything will be a bonus. Work out what you can afford and start from there. Put yourself first and treat yourself. That's most important. I'm on the wine, and that game took a long time, so this wine box is almost empty. Now have a swig. And that brings me to tip 2. Ban all your unnecessary presents. This is not the season for giving. 2020 has been the season for giving a virus around the world. You know what? They say people hate receiving handmade presents, but I say tough. Just because I hate it, they will remember you forever. Give them a present. Like this. I made this last year for someone. It was a candle with a bit of glitter. And I'm sure it wasn't just melted. It was put in the bin. Or you can have this present that someone gave me for my Christmas tree this year. This is a 2020 bog roll Christmas decoration. Available through the Club F.O.D. Christmas shop, obviously. Or if you want to make them feel really guilty so they don't chuck it away, put on the present label with love. Or my favourite trick and my favourite tip, don't tell anyone I told you this. Put on that in loving memory. They will never ever chuck that away. Tip number 3, you want to earn some extra Christmas cash? Now, I'm not suggesting going out there on the street in a bubble of 6 to, sell whatever God gave you. If you think of it this way, if you haven't used it since last Christmas, flog it. That goes for husband, wives and kids. You know what? In this day and age, King Herod really is your muse. Now, question or tip number 4. Question? What am I talking about? I've had a lot of wine, Sophie. That game took forever. Do you know what? It takes a lot of money to put a Christmas tree up, doesn't it? Why not save some money or not have a Christmas tree and give yourself a holiday twig? This is from my hallway. It really is. I'm not that tight, but I am. Just remember, this can be just put up in seconds and chucked in the bin when you're done with it. Simple. No mess, no press, is what I say. Now, food. Who says you've got to have a Christmas dinner at Christmas? Hey, have you not heard of the ancient tradition of a Christmas cheese sandwich? 2 bits of bread, bit of mayo and a bit of cheddar cheese. And if you want to save a bit more money, you can just pop down to Lidl and get it yourself. My tip number 6 is my favourite trick. Look, I've drunk so much wine, the glass is sticking to the coaster. Build yourself a mini bar in the lounge. That way you haven't got to go downstairs to keep topping your glass up. It's that simple. And while you're at it, let's make another thing. We all know we're going to drink a lot more at Christmas than we normally do. Bring your duvet into the lounge, and that way when you pass out, you'll pass out comfortably. Nothing like being nice and comfortable. Now, tip number 7. Now, it's a little less known tip, but I think it's very important, especially if you're Scrooge. And that is, I'm going to tell you how to perform an exorcism. If you're likely to be stirred by ghosts of Christmas past, nothing gets rid of them quicker than a few Hail Marys and a little saging of the house. Now, if you don't have sage and other herbs are available, look for any other green herb in your spice rack. Thyme would do equally as well. Give the house a little sprinkling, and guess what? Not only do you have no more ghosts of Christmas past, you get a lovely aroma to boost. Now, my tip number 8. If you are playing with a family, actually, it's immoral. And I think you might find it's illegal. But secondly, we don't want to play Monopoly if you're playing the game. It takes too long and someone always ends up in tears. To avoid upset, here's my little trick that I played for 22 years. Pretend to have an epileptic fit and accidentally knock the board over. But don't forget to pass out, because if you're going to commit to a character, you have to commit to all of it. That is my big tip there. And finally, if you want to avoid carol singers this year, and let's face it, we all do, 2 meters apart, the sound is going to sound dreadful. Set up a sprinkler and a hose on your footpath. Let's face it, nobody likes to sing and nobody likes to shiver. There we go. They are my tips for my throw at the last minute intro. New set, it's lovely. Let me take off the overlay there. Look, new background, not green screen. No. Let's go back to Sophie in the studio. Sophie, darling, it's you.
Oh, that was really interesting. I think some of those things are really good. I like the way that you say that keep everything close to hand. I live in a 1-bedroom flat. Everything's close to hand.
Or imagine if you're in a bedsuit or a room. That's nice and easy. So those tips you're already doing. It's all about sharing and not in a sharing sort of way.
Why don't I have a sparkly background? I've got the other background.
I actually went into the garage and went into my disco equipment to find what I could put in the background. Do you know, Don, that was a really good game. Can I just say, I could have gone to the bus to Nando's, picked up a chicken and come back. But I wouldn't be able to do the buttons to do that. So I have, my wine box is so light now.
Yeah, your box is transparent as well. So
darling, my box is tight.
Yeah, well, there we go. Well, I'm sorry. Next time, I won't conjure up a game for us to play. But yeah, no, it was. I hope that was enjoyable for everybody. We thought we'd try and do something different. Try and mix it up. Try and give something opportunity for everybody to kind of like to participate and what have you. It was. It was an interesting feature. I mean, first time we've done it, so I didn't know it was going to take that long. I'm sorry that it was going to take that long.
It's only 45 minutes. Let's face it, we're locked in. Oh, we're not. Well, we are.
We're locked in, yeah, but this is the thing. But, I mean, did you enjoy that? Those of you that were kind of watching, the chat was a bit quiet, but I don't know. The numbers are staying steady, so I don't know whether that was something that you enjoy. I've forgotten how many points now, but Amy's on the leaderboard. And then we'll try and come up with different games and we'll try and figure out how many points and things and what have you.
I just realised I need to bring my studio back, don't I? You talk for a sec.
No, I know, it's this thing. It was kind of like what I was trying to say. I spent all this time trying to make sure that we've got the super green screen
there we go.
and making sure that it didn't have the wrinkles. So
now I've got all washed out again.
Own money to try and get something, and that's why I was saying, why don't I have a big sparkly background? But there we go.
I got this off eBay so many years ago when I had to cover one of Selwyn's discos, and I had to go to the Button in Aldermaston. If you get a chance to go there, please don't. And they're really good at the beginning, but I did New Year's Eve them once. Never got booked again because I put my foot down about some of the things. But he got me this for that. Thinking and we got it for the karaoke, so if you're singing on the microphone, hello, and Matthew, Stars in the Rise, sort of thing. So I'm speaking fast. I think the wine is going into me.
I think there's definitely some effect which is happening on there. So I apologise if that felt like it was dragging on for you. I think everybody else was enjoying it. Gary and Amy certainly enjoyed it. It was something different.
How many points did Gary get in the end?
Gary did really well. He didn't get any points.
Oh, bless him. And definitely Gary will be with you with Radio F.O.D.
Thankfully, there's only 2 entries on the leaderboard. We've got Amy with 20.
I can't check. I think it's 22.
22.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I've already put the counters away. 22. Gary, unfortunately, is on 0. So well done, Amy. Now, if you would like to participate in one of our kind of game slots, I'm not quite sure how we're going to work it out. I've also got Kaplunk here. Generally, when it's like a few years back.
You've got Kaplunk?
It's not. I know. I went to the doctors about it as well, and I told the chemist the medicine.
Topical lotion.
Literally went into one of the supermarkets. I was with a friend of mine. And I saw the Kaplunk on the shelf, and I was like, "Oh my god, I have to buy this!" And she was like, "What?" And then I just pulled out the Kaplunk game, and then we went back to mine. This is about a couple of years ago now. That was like lifetime before COVID. Do we reset the clocks now? Or it was like 0 BC. It's like before COVID, after COVID. But so
I'm a messiah. I wouldn't know.
I do have Kaplunk, and obviously it's not a game you can play by yourself because that's a bit kind of crazy. But yeah, Gary, the coins were just like there was a lag between the camera and coming to the studio, and then for it to go out to you, and I think that was a bit kind of unfortunate and what have you.
But I got a trick for this because you were using OBS tonight. You could actually get them all into OBS, then bring it in. Then it won't be a lag.
Okay,
it might be a lag into the system, but
yeah, and that's because I was trying to do the green screen thing to put the picture of the blah bit behind it. So
but
I was
being
well, you and your sacks. Not something I
know,
deal
but Santa
with anymore.
is bringing, courtesy of the National Lottery, as part of FOD TV's offerings, a Blackmagic streaming bridge. Which would make the lag almost disappear between all the studio locations. So we'll work all that out when it arrives. But sure, I was looking at the time and I thought, you know what, we usually finish by 10. And I thought, you know what, we'll carry on. And what my thoughts was, you know what, and so I don't swear in public, but
But you do. I mean, so I thought it was a good feature.
It was.
Certainly. people on there enjoying it. Please do let us know what you think. Let's give us some feedback. We're doing this for you. We're trying to think about what can we possibly do that's going to entertain you on a Saturday night when you'd much rather be in the pub in a tier 1 situation. So this is as much as we can do. So, if you've got any ideas of your own, if you want to be part of this, then
Gary's cheeky. A rematch next year. Do you know what? Our games don't last that long. Thank you very much.
So, please do. We're looking for people to volunteer to come on, be a guest, and feature in the app is Sophie's slot. Okay,
I had little time to think of something.
Yes, you can all play a game with circling around my vagina. That's absolutely fine.
Do you know what? I will do the game next week. We'll take it in turns, do a game, and you get to choose the name of it. But I know I'm going for my head anyway. But
no, that's fine. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was really good. Something different for a change. We try and mix it up and what have you. I'm trying to think what other things to kind of say. We've also got the after party room as well. So given the fact that we've already had a little bit of wine, and I've just started my second.
I have my hangover already. That's bad, isn't it?
My second bottle.
You've done really. Is that your second?
This is just start. No, because the first one was only down.
So what you've done, you're very clever. You're cheeky. You've taken whatever the bit at the top. The second one was only that low. The same amount.
No, it's fine. But that was my Deliveroo Waitrose.
I need to order more tomorrow.
Well, no, it's Deliveroo. You can get them. Well, no, Waitrose would have shut, but there's other kind of places. But if you want to join, it's like shush, Jamie, shut up. If you want to join the after party, then please go on to Club F.O.D page and then look for the groups. And there's which one is it that we're doing this time? Is it
we're using the Cafe F.O.D chat room. There is one for the channel, but it has technical difficulties.
It doesn't seem to work as well. So go and find Cafe FOD Cafe. Are you finished with your
Cafe F.O.D? So I was trying to burp discreetly.
Do I need to? Goodness me! I need to wind you like a baby and put you on my shoulder.
You will be the first.
So go to the Cafe F.O.D. Search for that on your browser.
You can find it on the F.O.D page.
You can find it on the Facebook page. It's a Facebook room. Unfortunately, it doesn't work outside of Facebook. We are looking into other mechanisms of having like chat and voice and what have you outside of Facebook. There's Discord that we're setting up. So we're experimenting with that at the moment. But that is widely used across all the gamers and streaming and things and what have you. So please do join in the after party. Jamie will be there. You'll be able to see me kind of take down the studio and then collapse back onto my sofa. So, Jamie.
I ran out of things to say. Well, I haven't. I never have. But no, I was just rescuing the... if you saw the behind the scenes shots of the studio last night on Wake's Week, I have no idea what my show's actually called on Friday. I get it wrong every time. It is a state around here, and I had to go down, not in a nice way, and pick up the beer mat that had fallen on the floor. Then, so
I've just had to do the same thing because it stuck to the bottom of the glass.
I had that. I got metal naturist. Coffee placement tea mat things in my now radio studio, which went in my study. And yesterday you may have known, I've been wiring the lighting for my little studio. So when you put the mic on, it's not on H, so I haven't got to follow it through. And then the metal, aluminium, whatever it's steel, I don't know, it's Selwyn's, dropped off the cup of tea. Because I don't wash a cup up. When I have a cup of tea, I don't wash the cup up afterwards. I just put a tea bag in, another one. The cup lasts me all day. What's the point of going through 12 cups in a day? Dishwasher, night. And I thought, oh my God, it's broken the light. And it hadn't. And then I looked at my foot and I was like, oh no, I've cut my big toe open on a bloody tray. So there we go. So what have you got planned for the rest of the weekend, apart from the after party? And I do apologise for smoking on set.
No, but that's it's lucky that you can. We do switch off your smoke alarm, and I know I'm in a rented place, so I can't smoke. I do have a vape thing, but I'm worried that the vape's going to set everything off as well.
I know Selwyn's behind me somewhere going, "You crafty little shite," because we weren't allowed to smoke in the house before we passed. So, and then occasionally, I don't do it all the time. Usually go outside. I think Brendan Martin says that last night I had a cigarette, and I was like, I'm always having a cigarette in the after show party. It's like I've done a bit.
You are always having a cigarette.
Training.
And but not just the after show party, but they're also doing it on the show as well.
Anything.
So, but there we go. Tomorrow. I don't think I've got anything kind of planned tomorrow. I'm in the middle of writing a song. I've got a really good kind of like chord riff and stuff and what have you, and I've got a little bit of a melody, but I've got no words, so I've got no idea as to. Well, I've got the beginning of some words, but I'm probably gonna either play around with that, watch some more television, do some other bits and pieces. I might be doing some more drawing on my iPad. I've done some more. No, I've done a picture of you already. I did. Two pictures.
I need high res so I can put it on the wall.
It was 4,000. The last one I sent you was like the 4,000 by 4,000.
I got one wall without a picture of me on.
How many more pixels do you need? That goodness me.
I've got a live work painting.
I know I've got an incredibly busy week next week. I'm working until my last working day of the year, and then that's it. I'm going to go right. Not doing anything more for the rest of the year. Is on the 17th of December, which is the day after they announced the changes as to the new what's going to happen with the tiers.
There'll be no bloody changes, you know that.
Well, I know there won't be any changes, and you're like, well, I told you. I can predict these things. Like, no, you're stating the bleeding obvious. But I live in a world of hope and a world of. Don't go for wee. Don't. Oh God! I told you not to go for a wee. Stop.
I love having a mini bar in the studio. It's fantastic.
Stop drinking your own wee. That's disgusting.
Do you know what? I was worried earlier. I probably shouldn't say this live because it's sort of stuck in the Ethernet afterwards. But for those of you that are keen gardeners, don't forget Club F.O.D does have a gay gardening allotment group. You can join, and I have a composter in the garden. That's been the allotment. I'm going to the allotment tomorrow. That is my plan for tomorrow.
I nearly asked you yesterday. How is your allotment going? Your allotment's going. You left me.
Because I was unwell, ish. And then they phoned up during the week to say, "Oh, you haven't been up for a while. You're pretty allotment." Because everyone thinks I'm posh because I've got the big, brilliant white shed, the greenhouse, and that. I've not been out for a few weeks. I don't like getting dirty, to be fair. And I said, "Oh no, I've been so ill, I couldn't come up, so I have to go up this weekend." So that's why I got compost in the garden with all the grapevines.
Because you're really good at hoeing, and then because you need to get quite low down, and apparently I've heard that you quite like it when you're on your knees as well. So I mean
it's village life. You can hoe all you like, and nothing's going to come up to you. But one of the neighbours was, I don't know how, sent me a message this morning. I'm sorry, but there's somebody weeing in a pot in your kitchen.
Yeah, they've got the camera of you. They can see straight into the studio.
Well, you've been to my
filling into your glass in the studio. That's what they can see.
No, I've got a wee bucket, but you've been to my house, so you know. You've got to really have a zoom lens to get in there. And I said, "Oh no, that's fine. It's me. I'm weeing for my compost heap." Because male urine is very good for composting. So I'm quite mortified that someone is, I don't know, they got to be using binoculars or something to look in my kitchen.
You're taking a pee in your garden to...
I'm not going to come all the way downstairs with a bucket of pee, am I?
You've got a toilet downstairs, all you've got to do is walk to the front door.
Well, the bucket's in the kitchen next to the. I got a little mini. No, but that's how I do it. I'm sorry.
Next time,
I got green fingers, not from gardening, from weeing on them. But it's
when everything gets kind of like opened up and we're allowed to kind of like visit each other's houses, before I even go into your kitchen, I'm going to sanitize myself. Now, every time I think of you in your kitchen, you're going to be peeing into a bucket in the corner going, oh, this will be good for my garden.
But you saw how big my tomato plants were because of my weed.
Oh, but thank goodness I can't stand tomato. They're devil's fruit. They are the devil's fruit. I can't stand them. Oh my god!
You Google it. It's a big thing.
I thought the bench I sat on was clean because of the jet wash. I didn't realise that it was because of your urine. Oh.
When you're big, it's powerful.
Oh, don't make me go back. Don't make me go back.
Other sizes are available.
Anyway, we were in that craziness of the last few minutes. We've attracted more visitors. Hello, new visitors.
My wee is popular. Probably my neighbour. What's Jade saying? Do you eat your pissy veg? Jade. Do you know what? I've had a drink now, so it's no longer Jennifer Jade Bevan. It's Jade.
Jade. In my defence, I didn't know that he was peeing all over the vegetables and God knows what else when we had the barbecue in the summer.
But you realise
I might have been washing my hair.
It's organic.
Goodness me.
No, but you've got to think about what's in the ground when you're growing stuff. It's not just pee. I mean, there's rat's piss. There's all sorts in there. But it all breaks down. It's bacteria does its job. You know, it's like when you make wine. A lot of people don't realise that wine.
I thought I was having that beetroot because I thought that roasted beetroot was nice. I didn't realise
my time of the month.
The crispy, salty layer that across the top of it was as a result of your flipping urine.
Look, raise your glass. Hey, lovely, raise your glass. Let me tell you what this is. As a winemaker, I am. People have our wine. This is yeast poo.
That's your urine because we've all just seen you peeing in the corner.
It's not. Wine is yeast poo. So if you do make wine, you'll know this. So all of you go, ooh, arty-farty. You know, so basically, yeast, when you're making wine, the yeast you need, because it eats the sugar, then shits it out. And what shits out is alcohol.
If you offer me pea soup at your house, I'm like,
no. Look, people are going mad over my tomato piss. But
I can't believe and to think that the National Lottery have funded
you are all obviously not members of the gay gardening group.
Oh my God, are you sure that someone oh goodness me.
Google, don't believe me, Google.
I don't even want to know what you do to your biscuits to make them taste nicer because I'm not partaking
I've never been in the army.
Not partaking in that, I'll tell you. Anyway, I think it's time we close. Either move on to a different subject or
you change the subject then. I'm drinking yeast poo now. Actually, it's Aldi's, so it could be anyone's poo, but there we go.
Goodness me. This is on behalf of the rest of the
United Kingdom.
I apologise for the goodness me.
So what's your plan for this evening? I'm changing the subject because I'm good.
Throwing up, literally.
She'll never pee again.
Well, of course, I've got to pee again. I don't want to
get a funnel. You just send it over. I got a garden.
No.
Oh, Jade's saying never drink eggnog from Jade. Do you know what? I haven't had eggnog for ages. Eggnog.
From Jamie.
When I was in Germany, they kept giving me this drink, and I was always like custard. I love this. And it turned out it was eggnog, and I thought, really? This is what eggnog tastes like? And then
that explains what he was trying to put on biscuits and tell me it was some kind of special icing. Like,
my beard, right? But no, I discovered eggnog is this thing in Germany, and I thought, well, we sell it here, like an Advocate and stuff like that. Can't buy it anywhere,
thing, isn't it?
I have no idea. I like
custard.
Thought
it was an American thing. I've never, ever. Apparently, eggnog is a thing to have at Christmas. Never had it. I don't know if it's because my parents.
So when we go to the bar for my birthday,
I'm not having any food that you're suggesting. Never, ever again am I going to have any food.
Do you eat custard?
Of course I eat custard, but now you're making even the thought of your question is putting me off custard now. And I really enjoy custard. Stop it.
I don't water my custard down.
You're ruining all my food choices. I'm a fussy eater.
I got roast pork tomorrow.
As a result of that, we've lost 25% of the people that were watching, Jamie. As a result of that
they've gone off to Google if male urine helped composting, and it does. Women's urine doesn't help, but male urine does do that. So all those tricks you can learn in the Club F.O.D gay gardening group. There we go.
That's supposed to encourage people to join. No, you're taking the piss. That's not what's happening.
I never take it. I just put it. I give it back into God's soil.
Of give and take. Oh, goodness me!
Oh. Have you seen the news? I got breaking news.
Moving on. Right, please, let's talk on something different. Did you see the link that I sent you earlier? Did you read it?
Oh yes, no, because I knew it last week and the week before.
Oh, okay.
You say it.
Well, no, if you've already said it, everyone's like, what?
There's 10 people here that haven't.
Probably there was nearly 17
on
people
Facebook
before. There was nearly 17 people before. Apparently, not that I've ever been, and if anyone wants to take me there, then please do. Not now, and certainly not with Jamie's food. But GAY in London has found a way to be open in Tier 2 because they've partnered with their local McDonald's and they are serving McDonald's. They're a non-food establishment, and you sit down at the table, you order your drink and your food, and then it comes from McDonald's and then it is put onto your table. Now, I've never been to GAY. I've heard so much stuff about it. Would love to go one day. I'm sure it was absolutely incredible night. Can someone else take me? I don't want to go on a...
Hang on, I got to go down again. One sec. I'm not making compost. Don't worry.
No, oh God, he's going to go for another pee again. But I thought that was a really kind of like a very ingenious kind of way. So the pubs and the venues, I think they're called wet bars. Not for your reasons, Jamie. You really have poisoned my mind tonight. I can't believe this.
Educational as well.
And there's so now if you want to have a good evening out and listen to some amazing music, Jade has got a gig on the 12th at the Jazz. Where is the Jazz? It's in London. It's goodness. I'm sorry. I know, but I can't remember. He's put me off. He has put me off completely. I've been meaning to get down to see your nights for such a long time. So that I really do want. So that's the 12th of December, round the corner from GAY. So that must be because it's an entertainment event. It would be ticketed. It would be ticketed. So that means that you can go and have a drink and you don't have to have food because it is classified as one of those entertainment things. So that is on the 12th at the Jazz Club, round the corner from GAY in London. Please to go kind of get in touch, get some tickets, buy your tickets. I would imagine that you have to... No, I know you're offering a lift, and I might even take you up on that one, but I'm sure you don't want to end up hiring a minibus to take no more than 6 in the car.
I wish I could go, Jade. It's my birthday, so I have a birthday party.
Oh, that'll be on the Sunday then, because you said your birthday was on the Sunday.
Why would I have a birthday on a Sunday?
You said your birthday was...
Just because I make compost doesn't mean I have a Sunday birthday.
I asked you whether your birthday was on the Thursday, and you said, no, actually, it's on the Sunday, which is why we were doing the SaturGAY on the Saturday. I pay attention to these things. There we go. See, look, he's sucking it up.
I practiced, darling.
Anyway,
so
look,
we had someone, DJ MX official Leicester. Hello, you and Thumper say hello. Thumper does the weekly Worth on a Wednesday at Club F.O.D TV. So please remember to tune in. We'll go to what's on before the end.
Really great. So the last one was really interesting, really informative.
They did really well, didn't they?
Absolutely loved it.
We feel guilty because we should do educational. We don't.
We talk rubbish.
We do, but you don't know how to make compost. But so I've done my educational bit tonight, and I feel guilty when someone from the leather community is looking at me going, "Huh? That was 2017." Yes, it was, and very good at it too.
But to be fair, we all do that too.
People did that watching at the time. Can I just say that I was actually the first Leatherman, or not the first Leatherman, the first title holder to make such a big thing about charity fundraising, and a community, because everyone thinks about the leather community. I thought about the wider community, so I love that, and it all carried on from that. And be yourself, because you can't be anyone else but. Reading the day. Amy's put Jade saying happy birthday. Thank you, darling. It's a week early, so you can be officially the first person to do that. So I love you even more now. And Amy says, sounds like you have 2 birthdays. Only the Queen has 2 birthdays. Hang on. Yes. Now you're catching up, Amy. It's fun. My birthday, ladies, if you do want to stalk me with a card and wine, Pinot Grigio only, is the 13th of December.
Or a bottle of urine, because apparently he likes that as well.
No, that's what comes out, not goes in.
Save your money.
But I am having a function on the 12th, which would normally be a Club F.O.D night where there's all these complications because of COVID. And then, never a serious moment. I can do this because I've had wine. I don't normally celebrate my birthday. When I do, it's always put on face, go through the motions. I like the idea of having a birthday, and best friends like Brendan all asked me a 40th birthday. Unfortunately, the last birthday party I look forward to, we all know what happened. And so I've never celebrated birthday since, being a widower since. And this year I looked forward to it all year. Really, I was like, I can't have a birthday. That'd be happy. So I look forward to, because life changes. We have done. I say we. Sophie, Brendan, Mark, Martin, Alyssa, Steph, Viola, Vibka, Stephen. Some of those people aren't involved in FOD anymore, but we all made a difference to the gay community or the LGBT plus community here in Reading. And so this year you come towards the end of a really shitty year for everyone, and think, do you know what? I want to celebrate another year, not because 2020 was any good, but because we've done something, we've achieved something that most of us split there saying, oh, if only, and a lot of us just got on there and did that. And we got a blueprint now to roll across the UK for recreating a gay community, an LGBT plus community. And I think that is something worth really celebrating. Because, let's face it, we all know what I'm like. Gift of the gab. Not in public normally, because can't hear what you're saying. So what's the point? To reply. But we all have dreams, and and I thank this lady here for helping me out on SaturGAY lockdown version. Are we 2 or 3 now? I get confused.
I think we're director's cut of season 2. I'm not quite sure what's going on. We haven't quite got into the Christmas special.
We need the secret cuts. That's what we need.
Cool. Anyway, look, so thank you all so much for watching our...
Oh, hang on, I got to call someone Sparky instead of... Sorry, I do apologise. Hi, Sparky. Thank you for that.
So thank you so much for joining in for the last just over 2 hours. It's been an absolute blast. I really look forward to this show. Look forward to seeing you and chatting with you and all the nonsense that goes on. Sorry the game went on for so long. I don't know how long he's going to tell me off for that for the whole of the week, but I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. I got really into it. I don't know if you know, I went into proper sort of game show mode.
It was like watching Game for a laugh. You took it very seriously, didn't you? You were like, I thought she's going to ban someone.
I was going to create the tension and what have you. So absolutely wonderful. Don't forget, we do have the after party, which is going to start any minute now. I'm going to go and Yeah, it's going to get. It probably has started already.
Before we do the after party, should I just explain to people what's happening for the week?
I think it would be great, but thank you so much for all of your continued support and encouragement. Thank you to everyone that's emailed about being a volunteer. We haven't quite got round to replying to everybody. There's lots of interest in all the different things, the different programs that we're doing, whether it's the radio, whether it's television, whether it's the community, whether it's the befriending, or whether it's the youth club, or whether it's the cafe rooms and all that kind of stuff. So thank you so much to everyone who's volunteering. If you haven't, please do volunteer if you're interested, if you think there's something that you want to do, even if it's behind the scenes, or even if it's just coming up with some of the content and what have you, then please do get in touch. Contact FOD, and we will get back to you. I'm slowly going through the volunteers. Thank you, Rachel. Going through the volunteers emails and kind of putting that through. Rachel Redmond, that's just liked the stream. If you go on to Reading Pride's page, you will see that they were part of our digital Pride offering as well. So thank you, Rachel, for donating your time for that, because I'm also involved heavily with Reading Pride as well as FOD. And so, Jamie, what else is happening this week?
Okay. For those of you who didn't see that, I put it on the screen. I'm pointing in the wrong direction. Volunteers at FOD F-O-0. That's the image. If you want to volunteer, it doesn't matter if you want to host a show. And don't forget, Radio FOD is coming out soon. The befriending service as well. You too can make a difference for your community, whether that's Reading, Berkshire or beyond. But yes, Sophie is absolutely right there. We do have a number of shows over the next week. And let me, in my sensible voice, don't let Jamie have run out.
Have you had a sensible voice?
Never. This is what's happening in the next week. So Wednesday, 8 p.m, we have the weekly woof with Thump and Zhao. If you missed it last week, please go back and watch it. Very educational. Amazing how they reminded people through the world of fetish with World AIDS Day. And they had my great day title grandson, John Stockton, at Miss WK 2020. Have I told you I was 2017? Who knows? And then Friday... they all just take the mickey. It's annoying. Friday, 8 p.m, I'm back with Wake's Week. Just basically an hour of crap. No different to any other night, really, for me.
No different to this, really, is it?
And then Saturday, 8 p.m, we got SaturGAY Live, myself and Sophie, and another game. Don't forget, you can be part of the lockdown listings. We're looking for live streamed and pre-recorded LGBT plus content to entertain people at home. We're in lockdown. We're not so much in lockdown, but it still is. We can't all go out the way we want to. But you two can make a difference to people's lives at home. We'll provide all of the technical support if needed. All you've got to do is send us a message and our webpage. And I forget our subtitles are still on the screen as I do this. Is FOD TV is the webpage. You can check off the screen. Thank you very much. Sparky says Weekly Woof is talking about rubber and gender identity and expression. Thank you, Sparky, for that. Thumper did tell me the other night. I do the buttons for Thumper behind the scene. Well, not when they do the show, but I set up all the background stuff.
No, I know, and that's the kind of thing, because we're helping in putting the Weekly Woof out, and there are obviously other days of the week where we don't have a program, and if there's something that you want to have as a program for our community, Rachel, you're online, maybe there's something we can do from a music perspective. I know in lockdown season 1 I was doing the the online and live open mics, so I'm looking at how we can do some stuff for the LGBT community. Obviously there's the radio show that we're talking about, that we're trying to kind of kickstart. We're kind of talking with people about being the presenters and co-presenters and trying to figure out the formats and stuff and what have you, and it'd be great. So if anyone's interested in helping out, maybe we can do something which is focusing on the local music. I've very heavily involved with the local music through Colours and Fires, if you're not following them, do. Follow Jade's music, follow Rachel's music, because it's all absolutely awesome. Follow everybody else's music that's there as well, and we can really kind of drive that forward. So we're doing this for the community. We're doing it for you. We're doing it for us, but it's for all of us, not just like for me or for Jamie. We're doing it for everybody, and this is your chance to be part of that, everybody. So if there's stuff that you want sharing, if there's topics that you want us to talk about, if there's serious things that you want us to do, if there's a video or stuff that you want to do, record, and we can talk about stuff, we can have a bit more of a discussion around things, then let us know. This is kind of like your opportunity to drive what your community is telling everybody else in the community. So I'd get paranoid when he starts doing that.
But let me have a serious moment. I know people are talking our ears at the moment, but we are doing this in the community. But you know what? It's actually good for our mental health as well, because I haven't really left the house in a long time, but I get to speak to you, and like I did say back in March, the people I get to speak to is you on a Saturday night, 8:00. We have other shows as well that I'm involved in, so I love it because you're talking. And Jennifer, I'm putting you on the screen a Varno _music if you want to follow music. Please do.
Rachel,
I do
Rachel,
have some recordings still saved from the last SaturGAY shows we were doing. We might reuse them at some point. No, record more for us.
Yeah. Maybe we can do stuff together. Let's do some stuff together. I've got a couple of collaborations that are in flow at the moment, which I'm really excited about.
I'll do it. I never sing in public.
No, I'm not having you pissing in the corner in my video. No, it's just like, where's Jamie? That's me in the corner, pissing in the compost. Yeah, no, I'm not having that.
The answer, my friend, is pissing in the wind.
Oh my goodness! Right.
Oh, we got a whole show about weeing. Lovely. So we're going to go and disappear because
pissy heart. You can tell the wine has kicked in. Anyway, we promised that we weren't going to swear because we now got the National Lottery funding, and we had 20 minutes talking about urine. Okay. In the house.
I missed it. I was trying to get the word in. Our swear button doesn't work, but
goodness me. Right. Okay. It is 10:15.
Here we go. We've got more messages. Here we go. I need some more tunes. It's been there 4 years. Look, here we go. Sparky, get in touch with Sophie.
Colours and Fires. So for me, it's Colours and Fires. You've got Jade's on there. Rachel is Rachel Redmond Music. Other local LGBTQ artists are available as well. If you're interested in knowing about the rest of the LGBTQ music scene in Reading area, RG area postcode, then look at your face, RG, because we're all in RG something or other. Then ping me a message and we can talk about those. It's 15:15. I need to have a break.
Time sponsored by Sophie. Yes.
I know.
You're absolutely right. We're going to love you and leave you because we've been here in our glorious lounge tonight, and you have been our very important and very special guest. Jade, you can eat my fruit anytime, darling. It's more nutritious than you for anything else. I don't know what I'm saying now. Stop heaving. I'm doing the end. I'm doing the outro. So, on behalf of Sophie, on behalf of me, Jamie, Supernova, whoever else I am at the time, I'm going to say these very special words. Keep being you. Keep being fabulous and look after yourself. Remember, spread the love, not the germs. I was Jamie. This was...
I always get it wrong. I'm Sophie. This is
We have tried this game for laugh ending for
you need
weeks.
To give me a script. You need to give me a script. And it's good night from me, and it's good night from...
Ha! I'm going for more wine. Let me find the closing credits and let us go. Remember, spread the love. Don't spread the germs. And we'll see you next week. Good night. No, we won't see you next week. It's my birthday. We'll do something from the pub. Good night. God bless. Mwah.
my green screen too long. Look at my green screen. Look at my green screen. What's on my green screen? What is? Thank you.